home in Connecticut. He was 86.
Checking the issues on the 101 Hollywood Freeway and more at 645. Don't go away. Traffic is less than 4 minutes away at 641.
Frontier Fiber Optic Internet for Business knows we've all got a job to do, and ours is helping you do yours. From online order to brick and mortar, our 100% fiber optic network is ready for work with blazing fast upload and download speeds and a 2-year price guarantee with no contract. Offer just $55.99 per month plus tax and the router's included. Visit fiberopticbusiness.com for complete offer details. Frontier Fiber Optic for Business. How business gets to work. Limited time offer. Services subject to availability and all applicable terms and conditions.
What do you picture when you think of bad guys? Someone robbing a bank? The villains aren't so obvious these days. You've seen the headlines. Cyber criminals are everywhere and they're out to steal your personal data. Learn more about ESET's advanced internet security with a free 30-day trial. You'll get powerful protection against the bad guys and gain peace of mind while shopping and banking online. Visit try.eset.com/radio for your free trial today. ESET, the global leaders in internet security.
The new sound of mealtime. The Farmer's Dog is real food, made fresh and delivered right to your door. No extreme processing, no preservatives, just fresh meat and fresh veggies you can see and hear right in the bowl. Make that processed kibble crunch a thing of the past and switch to a fresh diet from the Farmer's Dog. Go to thefarmersdog.com/healthy to save 50% on your first box with free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com/healthy to save 50% with free shipping. thefarmersdog.com/healthy.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
Are you still driving around with that check engine light on? AMCO will read and report the trouble codes on your vehicle for free. Call them today.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
I'm Zach, CEO and co-founder of Roman. Intimacy is about more than what happens in the bedroom. I hear this from our members every day. Erectile dysfunction treatment helps men feel more confident in the bedroom, but it also unlocks so much more outside of it. Roman makes it simple to connect with a healthcare professional online and find the treatment plan that's right for you. Go to getroman.com/talk to save $15 on your first month of ED treatment. Roman, let's take care of it.
These days, nearly every small business owner is looking for ways to cut costs. And that's where Spectrum Business comes in. They have the best business internet and phone available at prices that are up to half off what you're paying now. That's right. You can cut costs for your business and get faster internet. Just what small businesses need right now. Call 833-919-2129 and get all the value with none of the nonsense. That's Spectrum Business. 833-919-2129.
Can you do the alphabet backwards? I'm attorney Darren Kavanoki from 1-800-NO-CUFFS. ZYXWVUT. Yeah, you got it. It's not easy. Now imagine the stress of getting pulled over and having to do that by the side of the road. It's enough to make anyone stumble. So if you find yourself doing the alphabet backwards, and it's not just for fun, ask to call 1-800-NO-CUFFS, since no one looks good in handcuffs, unless you're into that sort of thing. 1-800-NO-CUFFS.
Breaking news when it happens.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX 1070 News Radio.
Depend on us.
It's 6:44. Good evening. I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Brian Ping. Stories coming up.
A new bill aims to tame the Wild West of recovery centers in California. I'm Emily Valdez.
The search is on for a young boy allegedly kidnapped by his own mother in East L.A.
These stories coming up in the next 15 minutes. 6:45 now. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5. Sponsored by San Manuel Casino. And here's Denise Fondo.
That 57 is still a struggle for the southbound side of that drive coming up on Brea. This is where we had an overturned truck today. The right lane remained closed. That kept traffic slow right from the 60. Brea Canyon is an alternate, still a bit busy. But it looks like it's clearing out a little bit. So if you want to take that rather than sit in that slow traffic, might be a good idea for you. On the 134 eastbound, Harvey Drive off. In fact, right on that off ramp, you've got a 2-car crash. We've got trouble on the 105 eastbound. This is coming up on Crenshaw Boulevard. I believe CHP made it to the scene for this one. Left lane, we've got 2 cars involved in that one. We also had slow traffic continuing on that 101 northbound side out of the downtown Los Angeles area. Slow to the 110 and then slow again as you make your way to the Cahuenga Pass. On that southbound side, we had a little problem right around Highland, but it looks like that is finally cleared from the lanes. And we've got a hit-and-run crash on the 110. This is in San Pedro, southbound side. It's right at Gaffey Street. San Manuel is hiring great people like you, cooks, servers, dishwashers, and more. Invited to a special hiring event Saturday, May 22nd at Ontario Mills Mall. All are welcome. Details at sanmanuelcareers.com. Next report, 6:55. With more reports more often, I'm Denise Fondo in the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center at KNX 1070 News Radio.
We got some wind advisories in effect for parts of our viewing area as we go through tomorrow morning. With this wind advisory, we could see winds gusting up to 40 and 45 miles an hour. We saw more sunshine today, and because of that, temperatures were much warmer than yesterday. As we look at your evening temperatures, expect numbers to be in the low 60s along the coast. Not much warmer for folks in, let's say, downtown LA. You'll be in the low to mid 60s. We're doing mid to upper 60s for Fullerton, upper 60s, lower 70s for Corona, up to parts of Ventura County. Expect temperatures in the upper 50s, lower 60s, while the folks this evening in Simi Valley will see temperatures in the mid 60s. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Markina Brown, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Long Beach 66 right now, Van Nuys 72 at 647.
The California Senate passes a bill that would ban deceptive marketing in the rehab industry.
It's called Brandon's Law, named after a young Santa Monica man who went to an Orange County treatment home that advertised therapy sessions, a case manager, and other psychiatric care. But the staff was unqualified, according to bill author OC Senator Patricia Bates.
He tragically died. He took his own life when he had a psychological break at the facility.
Brandon's Law would prevent licensed facilities from making false statements about the products, goods, services, or locations, like saying they're at the beach when they're really 15 miles away.
What is happening is a lot of these are kind of, I'd call them paramedical, where they are actually operating as a treatment facility medically and do not have certification, license, nor do they have people in there who are the staff who are qualified to provide that kind of treatment.
Bates revised the bill after the governor failed to sign a similar one last year. Now she expects the changes will get Brandon's Law through. Emily Valdez, KNX 1070 News Radio.
A legislative committee says nearly 1/3 of California's restaurants permanently closed and 2/3 of workers at least temporarily lost their jobs as the pandemic set in. The California Restaurant Association testified today the industry once included more than 76,000 eating and drinking establishments employing 1.8 million people, but with the shutdown, as many as 1 million workers were furloughed or laid off. Industry leaders say they fear that a lack of labor may close more establishments as the economy reopens, though they expect an eventual rebound.
For those who say they will continue to wear masks, even if vaccinated and even if local laws no longer mandate them, we present the downside.
The downside is bad communication with our fellow humans. Because much of communication can be via facial expression, continued mask wearing in the future may present a barrier that is not desirable.
I think maybe people noticed when they were wearing the masks, it's kind of scary and anxiety-provoking to not know how other people are feeling around you.
Dr. Lena Pearl is a licensed clinical psychologist dealing with anxiety disorders.
You can't really tell if they're smiling at you. You can't really make that connection.
Of course, to mask or not to mask is really the luxury of those fully vaccinated. Charles Feldman, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The recommended age to start screening for colon and rectal cancer has been lowered from 50 to 45 by a government task force. This comes as doctors are seeing an increase in these cancer cases among younger people. Surgical oncologist Anton Bilchik with the St. John's Cancer Institute in Santa Monica is one of those doctors. He tells KNX it's not clear why younger people are developing these cancers.
We know that there's a high risk of colorectal cancer in people that smoke, that are obese, that have genetic factors, but the people that are showing up have none of those risk factors. So the question really is why. Is it related to the environment? Is it related to diet? Is it related to nutrition?
Dr. Bilchik says this recommendation change could save lots of lives. Colorectal cancer is the third leading cause of cancer death in the United States. It's 6:50. Let's check your money with Tracy Jonke.
Americans are more eager to get out and do something, even if that something is just a trip to the store. Walmart says so because its customer visits in April were up for the first time in more than a year. What we're buying as we prepare for a post-pandemic reentry is another sign we want to get out more. Walmart says demand for makeup and teeth whitening products was especially strong in the past 3 months and helped the stores to better than forecast sales. At Macy's, shoppers were going for luggage and designer clothing. A message for those sitting on a mountain of unused airline miles. Lending Tree's consumer finance branch says don't wait too long to use them. It warns that airlines could shore up their balance sheets by reducing the value or allow the miles or points to expire. Stocks headed lower. The Dow is down 267 points, the Nasdaq down 75, S&P down 35 points. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Tracy Jonke from the True Mortgage Money Desk, KNX 1070 News Radio.
There may not be a bipartisan commission to investigate the insurrection at the Capitol. Details 90 seconds away at 6:51.
Frustrated on the freeway?
Caught in a crush?
You need traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 5s.
The transition from the Garden Grove Freeway to the 57 is backed way up.
KNX tells you where the problems are and how to get around them.
Get off the freeway at Harbor and go north on Chapman.
Helping you get there sooner, wherever you're going, now that traffic is back.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Donate your car today with 1-877 Cars for Kids. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a vacation voucher of 3 days and 2 nights. Also on the web at carsforkids.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Remember, that's...
How can you turn nutritious veggies into mouth-watering meals? Knorr rice and pasta sides add amazing flavor to any dish, pleasing even your pickiest eater.
Seconds, please, Mom.
To explore delicious, wholesome recipes, tap now or visit KNORR.com. Veggies taste amazing with Knorr.
It's okay to do some things halfway, but not when managing your prescriptions. That's why CVS has a tool designed to look for ways that may help lower your prescription costs. That's healthier, made easier. Visit CVS today. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Ask pharmacist for details.
The chairman of the House Democratic Caucus, Hakeem Jeffries, says he still hopes top Republicans will ultimately support the legislation.
It's my hope that Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy will do the right thing.
But McCarthy says he will oppose the proposal unless the panel also investigates other groups, namely Black Lives Matter. The Democratic-backed proposal has won approval in the House Rules Committee, setting up a planned vote in the full House tomorrow.
The Webby Awards have been handed out in New York, recognizing the best internet content and creators. The Webby Person of the Year went to Dr. Anthony Fauci for using digital and social media to reach the masses with credible and factual COVID information. Other honorees include Oprah Winfrey, Dua Lipa, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
6:54 on KNX. Are you willing to pay for Twitter? You may soon have that choice.
Millions use Twitter, and the cost is absolutely nothing. But now get ready for Twitter at a cost. The social media platform is reportedly getting ready to offer an upgraded service called Twitter Blue. For $3 a month, users will get additional perks such as saving tweets, organizing tweets, undoing tweets. And it's possible those paying for Twitter might also get better placement of their tweets. Steve Futterman, CBS News.
The search is on for a little boy in East L.A. Investigators believe he might have been taken to Mexico. More at 7:05 after CBS News is 6:55.
Traffic and weather together, sponsored by BMW. And here's Denise Fondo.
I still see slow traffic on that 57 southbound as you head toward Brea, and that's because we had an injury crash involving an overturned truck. for over an hour and a half today. We had most of the lanes blocked, so southbound side is still a bit slow as you make your way through there. Brea Canyon, not a great alternate. If you're taking the 10, the Santa Monica Freeway, you still have some slow spots on that 10. Didn't clear out like a lot of other freeways. Slow from the 405 as you make your way through downtown LA. The KNX DuckDuckGo route you can trust is Pico Boulevard, looking much better than the 10 to head east or west. On the 110 northbound, right at the 105, we've got a new problem reported here, and this is a crash in South LA. Carpool lane is tied up there. Speaking of the 10, just coming in for the eastbound side at Hoover Street, we've got a stalled car reported in the left lane and a new wreck for the 60 eastbound a little bit before Rosemead Boulevard. We've got a two-car crash, which is out of lanes right shoulder. Now through June 1st, Lisa, 2021 BMW X3 xDrive 30e plug-in hybrid for $509 per month for 36 months with $4,999 due at signing. See a Southern California BMW Center today for details or visit SoCalBMW.com. Next report, 7:05 with more reports more often. I'm Denise Fondo in the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
50s tonight, another warmer day tomorrow with mostly 60s and 70s, but some very low 80s in the valleys. Right now, downtown LA, 69 degrees.
I'm Zach, CEO and co-founder of Roman. Intimacy is about more than what happens in the bedroom. I hear this from our members every day. Erectile dysfunction treatment helps men feel more confident in the bedroom, but it also unlocks so much more outside of it. Roman makes it simple to connect with a healthcare professional online and find the treatment plan that's right for you. Go to GetRoman.com/talk to save $15 on your first month of ED treatment. Roman, let's take care of it.
Feel like you live a lot of your life online? On average, adults spent almost 7 hours online a day last year. And all that shopping, banking, browsing, and sharing can mean exposing your personal information, making you vulnerable to cybercriminals. In fact, 64% of adults admit to accepting risks online for convenience, like accepting cookies without a thought, giving away personal information, location data, and search history to third parties. Is it any wonder that 1 in 4 people had malware on one of their connected devices? Or that there's a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds? Probably not. That's why you need Norton 360 with LifeLock. With device security to help block hackers, a VPN to help keep your online activity private, and LifeLock identity theft protection. No one can prevent all cybercrime or identity theft, but with Norton 360 with LifeLock, you can be less worried about becoming another stat. Save 25% or more off your first year at norton.com/radio. That's 25% off at norton.com/radio.
With K-12 Career Learning, I'm one of a growing number of high school students preparing for a great future.
These schools are tuition-free and online, a program where I can get a traditional education with state-certified teachers
and take electives to explore fields I'm interested in.
With K-12 Career Learning,
I'm ready for college,
career, or maybe a little bit of both.
These schools may not be for everyone, but they're here for anyone.
I'm one. Are you one too?
K-12 Career Learning, education for anyone.
Frontier Fiber Optic Internet for Business knows we've all got a job to do, and ours is helping you do yours. From online order to brick and mortar, our 100% fiber optic network is ready for work with blazing fast upload and download speeds and a 2-year price guarantee with no contract. All for just $55.99 per month plus tax and the routers included. Visit fiberopticbusiness.com for complete offer details. Frontier Fiber Optic for Business, how business gets to work. Limited time offer. Services subject to availability and all applicable terms and conditions.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
Live from the DuckDuckGo studios. KNX KRTH FM HD2 Los Angeles.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
An Odyssey station.
Coming up, our top local story. Sheriff's detectives asked for help finding a 5-year-old boy allegedly kidnapped by his own mother in East L.A.
Plus, police look for whoever gunned down a woman in the doorway of her home in the San Gabriel Valley.
Nonpartisan numbers cruncher doesn't like the governor's proposed budget. It's 7 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper in Chicago. No charges will be brought against the North Carolina officers in Andrew Brown Jr.'s shooting. CBS's Michael George.
Prosecutors showed body camera footage they say proves Andrew Brown Jr. was driving his car towards sheriff's deputies when they opened fire, putting them at risk, as they announced no charges will be filed against the officers.
The shooting of Andrew Brown on April 21st, 2021 was justified to protect the safety and lives of the deputies on the scene.
Brown was killed outside his home in Elizabeth City, North Carolina last month by deputies serving warrants on felony drug charges.
Brown's family wants the Justice Department to intervene. As rocket fire is exchanged between Israel and Hamas, President Biden is facing growing pressure here in the U.S. to take a harder stance on the issue. CBS's Ed O'Keefe explains.
Stepping off Air Force One, he came face to face with one of the biggest critics of his response, Michigan Democratic Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, who has family in the West Bank and told the president that Palestinian human rights are not a bargaining chip and must be protected.
That's what's missing in the statements coming from President Biden. You don't hear the words Palestinians deserve human rights, that Palestinians deserve to exist.
The president acknowledged her concerns.
The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force is recommending that you get your first colonoscopy at age 45 rather than waiting until 50. CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus.
Health insurance companies across the United States will start to reimburse for colonoscopy at age 45 instead of 50. Before, only with a family history were you able to be screened earlier, and now every person in the United States can be screened earlier.
At least 4 deaths are being linked to heavy rain and flooding in Louisiana. CBS meteorologist David Parkinson says the rain is likely to continue both in Louisiana and Texas tonight.
The Texas Triangle from Dallas down to San Antonio over to Houston, inside of that triangle and just to the east of it, that's where the heaviest rain is going to be during the overnight hours. The Houston metro area is certainly no stranger to floods. They're going to be getting lots of heavy rain.
Families in several states don't know where they're going to sleep tonight. It's because evictions are returning after states challenge the moratorium imposed during the pandemic. CBS's Omar Villafranca in Dallas.
Up to 40 million Americans are at risk to lose their home. Black families are twice as likely as whites to face eviction. Linda Bowie is being evicted.
I'm worried, but I can't do nothing about it. I can't keep crying over it.
She has 24 hours to leave.
This is CBS News.
Get CBS News Radio on the Odyssey app. All the audio that matters to you is on Odyssey. News, music, sports, and podcasts. Download the Odyssey app today.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use and, frankly, kind of gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose with Navage. At Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The trial of Robert Durst, a multimillionaire accused of killing his friend Susan Berman, resumes after a pandemic delay. KCBS TV's Jeff Newen.
Prosecutors say Durst may look frail in court now, but in his younger days, they say he would beat and ultimately killed his wife, Kathy, in 1982. Deputy DA John Lewin says Susan Berman was killed because she was going to expose Durst.
That Susan Berman was a witness to some kind of criminal conduct, and that Bob Durst killed Susan because of that.
Prosecutors say the motivation has always been to cover up his wife's murder.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, Oprah, Ava DuVernay, Riz Ahmed, Dua Lipa, Andra Day, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson have won honors at the Webby Awards, which recognize the best internet content and creators. The awards are selected by the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Good evening, I'm Brian Ping. Our top local stories at 7:05. LA County Sheriff's detectives ask for help to find a woman who they say kidnapped her 5-year-old son from East Los Angeles. Get ready for bigger crowds at Disneyland as Orange County moves into the yellow tier of the state's COVID reopening plan. Right now, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s, and here's Denise Fonda.
We've got a new problem on the 101, and this is in Studio City, eastbound side, Coldwater Canyon. A couple of cars got together, center divider. Looks like at least one car made it over to the shoulder of the road. On the 101 northbound, just south of Vineland, we've got a stalled out car reported, waiting for a tow truck to arrive. Pomona, 10 eastbound, right at the town off-ramp. 2-car wreck reported there, right shoulder of the road. They say they're not blocking the lanes. On the 60 eastbound, your transition to the 710 southbound, new problem just coming in. There is a chair reported in one of the lanes of the connector. And on the 10, we're back to the Santa Monica Freeway, eastbound side coming up at Normandy. We've got a new problem here, and it is a stalled car that is out in the left lane. Next report, 7:15, with more reports more often. I'm Denise Fondo in the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Get a break from all the gloom we've been seeing recently. We had sunnier skies today. That'll continue into your Wednesday with highs around 80 in the valley, 60s and 70s elsewhere. But that as a low-pressure system moves in on Thursday, that's going to bring a return to the gray skies throughout much of the day, especially near the coast, cooling everyone down to the 60s and 70s and bringing back that patchy drizzle. Right now, 68 in Anaheim. It is 73 in Pomona. Pasadena's got 72.